Hey everyone, it is so good to be back. Like it is literally, it feels kind of surreal actually to be back in my kitchen. It's been a whole 2 weeks today since the last time I think I did a live video in my kitchen. So if you're joining me today, welcome. If this is the first time you've ever seen me do a video, thank you for joining me. I try and do these videos as often as possible, but for those of you who've been playing along at home, you know that I've spent the last couple of weeks away, traveling through Europe. I was hosted by the team from Lenovo. Thank you to Sarah for hosting me, taking me to Germany and teaching me and showing me all about technology. So for those of you who don't know, yes, I'm a chef and yes, I love to cook, but I also love technology. Thank you for giving me a welcome home. It's good to be back. I love technology because for me, when I think about technology, think about what we're doing right now. Like, you're in my kitchen live. This is my kitchen live. You're joining me. I don't know where you are in the world. In fact, I'd love to know where you are in the world, but not just where you are, but actually where you are. Like are you on the bus? Are you at work? Are you in your kitchen? Are you in your office? You know, where are you? Because technology makes it possible for all of us to connect all around the world. And what I really love about these videos is that when we're doing these videos, we have people joining us from all over the world. So it's super exciting for me. My love of technology, and once again thank you to Lenovo for taking me to Germany and showing me what's new in technology. And guys, I'm going to be sharing all the really cool stuff that I think can benefit us moving forward. I have one of them behind me. I'm going to try and point to it. Where's my finger? It's there. You see that little thing there? There I go, I'm scratching it. That is my smart display. That is what I use in my kitchen to watch YouTube videos on how to cook. Yes, even I watch those videos. I also watch Netflix on there. I watch so many amazing things on my smart display. But it's just one of the many options how technology can make our lives better, which is what I love about it. So today I would like to share with you guys something that helps me to get over jet lag, because I have to say, I have been suffering a little bit badly from jet lag over the last couple of days. So if you've got any tips on how you get over jet lag, we would love to hear your tips, because quite frankly, me and jet lag, because I want to come back from traveling. I just want to get back into it, and then I'm like, I really need to sleep now at really weird times. So if anyone's got any tips on how they get over jet lag, feel free to share it with us. Some of my tips that how I get over jet lag has a lot to do with how I eat once I get back home. So I tend to eat really, really well, because I may have sort of fallen off the wagon a little bit while I was traveling, you know, because I want to experience the local cuisine. And I went to 4 different countries. So I was in Germany, and then we went to Sweden, and then I went to England, and then I went to Wales. So I was in 4 different countries, sampling 4 different types of cuisines. And sometimes that means that you're not being as nutritionally responsible as possible. That's a good way of putting it, because you want to try stuff. So when I get back home, I literally go through this kind of like this detox phase where things that I may not normally eat at home, I have eaten while I'm away. So I like to really go quite clean. And one of the ways that I get over jet lag really, really fast is that I start with my clean eating. So what I thought I'll share with you guys today is something that I know I've talked about often before, but I still get people asking me all the time, like, what is a gut healing bowl and how do I create one? It's really, really simple to do. What it does require you to have sort of pre-ready is bits and pieces in your fridge. And when I say bits and pieces, they're not hard bits and pieces, but they're kind of things that I always have in my fridge. And when I cook dinner the night before, I always make sure to make extra so I can add it to my gut healing bowl the next day. So I'm going to bring you guys down to the bench, because we're going to start talking about a gut healing bowl. And I'm also going to teach you guys how to make the perfect fried egg. I know that sounds a bit weird, but there are different ways of making a fried egg, and then there's the best way of making a fried egg, because that's actually what I'm going to put onto my gut healing bowl today. I'm actually going to make a fried egg to go with it. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make the perfect fried egg as well. So come down to the bench. Let's have a little look. Oh, before I go any further, for those of you who may have been watching my progress while I've been away, you would have known that I lost my luggage. Well, I'm happy to say I found my luggage, and in my luggage is my handwritten recipe journal. Like, literally there's 50 recipes in here that I haven't even had time to type up that I want to share with you guys. So this has been returned to me, which is super exciting because I was amazingly nervous. Of all the things in my luggage, all I cared about literally was this book, getting this book back. It has been returned to me, got it late last night, and you may have known I got it late last night because this morning on Bridget's Kitchen I shared with you guys my sweet and sour pork recipe, which was in the book. So if you haven't already gone and downloaded my sweet and sour pork recipe, that was delivered to you today via Bridget's Kitchen on Facebook. Go into Facebook on Bridget's Kitchen and you will find that recipe. It is a keeper. It is literally a keeper. Okay, gut healing bowl. So when it comes to gut healing bowls, you need to think about a couple of aspects. And for me, it's really about what I've got already currently in the fridge. So first thing you need, of course, is a bowl, but you don't have to put it in a bowl. Literally, you can put it in a plate. Or if you are taking this away from the house, this is a really good recipe or really good idea, or collection of ideas for you to take if you are do you have portable food? So you're taking it away, maybe it's going to school, maybe it's going to work, or whatever it is. So it doesn't have to go into a bowl, it can go into a container. But when you are using you're making this in a plastic container, it's ideal to have the different compartments of your container. If you can get it, if not, any container is fine. So bowl is really important. And then we need to start thinking about what we're going to be putting into our gut healing bowl. And literally, what you put in here is completely up to you, and it also totally depends on what you have available. So I always like to start with mixed lettuce. That's usually the first thing I lay down because this is actually quite a bulky thing to put in there. So you start with the bulk, most definitely, and it almost gives you this lovely foundation to work from. So I'm just using a mixed lettuce. I've got like beetroot leaves in there, there's spinach, there's rocket, there's all sorts of different types of lettuces in there, which is great. And that's almost taken up almost half of my bowl, as you can see already, which is fine. I'm going to continue with that theme of using fresh vegetables. So a bit of cucumber as well always helps. It's got a lovely crunch to it. But once again, what I'm doing here, you can interchange depending on what you have available and also what you like. This is why I love gut healing bowls. Like, I don't tend to eat breakfast. It just, I don't feel hungry in the morning, so I don't feel the need to eat breakfast. And even though I know we've been told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, it's actually not. It's wonderful if you have the time and you are hungry, most definitely, but I find that in the mornings I'm not that hungry. So what I do is I don't tend to eat breakfast, but I tend to eat a really big lunch. So what I would normally eat at breakfast time, I will also incorporate into my lunchtime meal. So I have this really big meal at lunchtime, as opposed to eating breakfast, which I'm not hungry, why eat, and then having lunch. I combine everything at the same time, which is great. So cucumber is in there, fresh vegetables. If you don't have any cucumber, you could add a little bit of tomato, you could add some finely chopped fennel, any type of vegetable that you don't mind eating raw, this can be this component here. But I love the raw vegetables because of course you get the crunch, which is really important because it's about texture as well as about flavor as well, because our palate loves texture. So a bit of cucumber goes on there. The next thing I'm going to think about is what type of protein do I want to add. You guys know I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a perfect fried egg, which we're going to put on top, but there's other types of protein we can add as well. So last night we had a roast chicken, so I have in my container here the leftover roast chicken meat. So of course it makes perfect sense that I'm going to be adding some of that roast chicken to the bowl. So adding some of the chicken in there. If you don't, don't eat chicken, this could be tofu right now, or a type of vegetable that maybe you had for dinner last night as well. That can go on. So a bit of chicken is good. The other thing that we had with our roast chicken is I actually made a little cauliflower. So I'm going to add in some cooked vegetables as well. So a little bit of cauliflower goes in there. This is cauliflower with my roasted tomato sauce. You can see roasted tomato, which is gorgeous. I made like a cauliflower parmigiana, and yes, I will be sharing the recipe with you guys very, very soon. We just want one more piece of little bit of cauliflower there. Cauliflower parmigiana was amazing. All right, that goes in. So we've got some cooked vegetables, we've got some raw vegetables, but once again, I cannot emphasize enough how you design this bowl depending on what you have available and what you like. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt. Himalayan salt's going over there as well. So now you can see already our bowl's coming together really, really, really nicely. It's looking pretty delicious. But the next stage I'm going to move on to does require a little bit of work and maybe a little bit of preparation. If you know me, you know how much I love pickles. In this jar I have my vegetable pickles here, and I call them Nanny's pickles. And if you're wanting the recipe to my vegetable pickles, and yes, they're extremely easy to make, you just need to go onto Facebook, onto Bridget's Kitchen, and search for this recipe. The best way to search for recipes on my page is to look at the photos, go through the photos, find one you like, click on the photo, and then you can request the recipe. But this I call Nanny's pickles because this is what my grandma used to make. And in my pickles I have cabbage, I have zucchini, what else can I see? I also have some broccoli, I have some cauliflower. So these are all ready to go. They've been pickling away here for a couple of weeks. I always have a big jar of my Nanny's pickles sitting next to in the fridge there waiting for me. So they're going to go on. So look at all the vegetables I've got there now. And because the pickles are there, we have that wonderful sweet, sour component to the dish, which is really important as well. So Nanny's pickles go on. Thank you, Nanny. And already we're looking pretty awesome. Look at that. Look at that already. That looks totally edible, right? Completely edible. So I'm going to finish it off. The way I need to finish it off is I'm going to turn on my frying pan here. Because as I was saying, I'm going to teach you guys how to make the perfect fried egg. And yes, there is a technique. And some of you will probably already know this technique. For others, it might be brand new. Brand new news for you guys. But that's where the bowl is currently sitting. That in itself is unbelievably delicious and incredibly wonderful. And I cannot wait to get into this. This looks good. I mean, there's other things that we can do to this dish just while I'm heating up my pan. Now, if you are in the maintenance phase of your journey, so for example you are at a weight that you're comfortable with, you can start to do things like incorporate a really good quality cheese. And I have a wash rind cheese here which I'm going to put in, because good quality cheese or good quality fats are really important to have in our diet. So I've got this big piece of cheese here which I'm going to put on, and that is just going to, oh my god, can you imagine it? A little bit of cheese goes on there, maybe just a little bit more because I love cheese. You know, I can't handle, my body can't handle cow's milk, like yogurt and milk, but I can eat cheese. So there you go. Even though other things don't agree, cheese is good for me. So I'm going to add some cheese. I'm also going to put on some nuts, because once again we're talking about healthy fats. Remember, healthy fats are good for us. So I've just got some raw almonds. Just going to chop them up just a little bit, just a rough chop through there. And I'll put some raw almonds on there. We're going to get a wonderful crunch. We're adding some of those healthy fats, which is really, really, really good as well. And the next thing I'm going to add, and once again, this is all completely whether you have it or not, I have some hemp hearts or hemp seeds. So really, really good for us. High in omega-3 and omega-6. And once again, if this is a healthy fat, it's got a lovely little flavour, so it's going to help to give our gut healing bowl just the most wonderful flavour as well. And the last thing before I start cooking up our egg is I'm going to add some nutritional yeast as well. Once again, there's a lovely bit of flavour with this yeast. And as you've noticed, we haven't added anything that is, I mean, this is completely gluten-free, this is sugar-free, this is also, I haven't added any fats or oils. All the fats we're getting are from the almonds or from the cheese, which is really good quality fats. Alright, over to our eggs. I'm going to bring you down this side. Bear with me as I roll you over. Here we go. Ah, wonderful. Okay, so I have my pan on here. It is on, I'm going to bring it closer to you guys so you can see. It is on a medium heat. So not too hot. I've got a little bit of steam coming off there, which tells me that it's at a pretty good temperature. Now up to you whether you add, where is it? Whether you add a little bit of butter, or you add a little bit of coconut oil, or if you don't want to add butter or oil, you could actually line your pan here with non-stick baking paper as well to make your fried egg. I'm going to add a little bit of butter. Doesn't need much, just that's probably like half a teaspoon of butter. Gonna let it melt away. Now I'm doing this all, I've now actually turned it down to just below medium. The butter's a bit brown, so I know that the pan is hot enough. So you're just going to go straight in and crack your eggs. Now this is the really important part. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning to it, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then how you can cook the perfect egg is you add a lid. And what happens now is the heat from the pan rises and it hits the top of the lid there. It then turns into steam and it condenses down, so we're also cooking the top of the egg at the same time as we're cooking the bottom of the egg, which is what we want for a fried egg. Because I mean, I'm in the camp that I don't like my fried egg to have crispy edges. So I know some people do like it. Me personally, I like it to have very soft edges. And the way we do that is with a gentle heat. So remember, this pan is on below medium, so about medium, in between low to medium. I also put this lid on, so we now have steam that's happening in there, so the egg is cooking from the top as well as from the bottom, because egg does not need much temperature to cook. The perfectly cooked egg sits at around about 62.5 degrees, which is not that hot. That's in Celsius, by the way, which is not that hot. So if we put it on high and then we throw it in and it's bubbling away there, the edges are going to get really, really crispy and it's going to overcook really, really fast. So this way, we've got gentle edges, as you can see. And even with that little bit of butter, it's moving around really nicely. The top of the egg is cooking at the same time, so the yolk's going to stay lovely and soft, and the white's going to stay tender, which is so important when you're cooking the perfect fried egg. So lid is the key, would you believe? Some of you may have already done your own testing when it comes to cooking fried eggs, but that for me, as you can see, is getting near close to a perfect fried egg. Probably only needs just a couple of seconds more, because I can still see there's a little bit of translucent white on the top. Just a little bit, not too much. But what I'm hoping we're going to get is the perfect cooked, soft white, runny yolk with the lid low heat. Honestly, it's really good. Okay, looking pretty awesome. I'm going to take the lid off now. Extremely happy with that result. Extremely happy. Yep, turn you off, you noisy thing. Really, really happy with that result. So come back down here and let's finish this. Let's finish this egg off, shall we? All right. Hope my floor was clean when I did that. Okay, let's finish off this bowl. So as you can see, we have our lettuce there. We have some nutritional yeast. There's some hemp hearts or hemp seeds on there as well. I have some fresh vegetables in the way of cucumber. I also have some protein, and I've used roast chicken from last night's dinner. I also used the cauliflower from last night's dinner. And then under here I have my pickled vegetables. I always have some type of pickle, whether it be cucumber, onion, vegetables, ginger actually. Thank you for reminding me. Look what I have, a little bit of pickled ginger can go in there as well. So all these pickles I've made myself, and they're not hard to do. In case you're like, oh, I don't have the time. They literally take minutes to make, and they will be so rewarding. Even though you've taken up space in your fridge with a jar, the most rewarding thing you can do is have these pickles in your life, like honestly. So I've got that there. I also am going back to my nanny's pickles because I want to dress my salad. And the best way to dress your salad is literally by using the pickle juice onto your salad. Give that a bit of a drizzle. If you are taking this away from home, so this becomes portable food, you can do everything I've done here, but keep it as separate as possible and only add the dressing just before you're ready to eat it, so that the lettuce and the ingredients stay nice and crisp. You don't want them to be soggy. That's just nasty. You don't like that. All right, so that goes on. You could even do something like add some avocado if you want. That's completely up to you. But I'm actually thinking I won't add avocado today because I'm loving everything that's happening here. All I need now to do is top it with my fried egg. Oh my gosh. Top it with my fried egg. And because strawberries are incredibly cheap in Australia at the moment, I was in the supermarket yesterday and I picked up a punnet for 99 cents, which was very impressive. I'm actually going to add a little bit of strawberry. Once again, that's that wonderful texture that we get from it. The strawberries and the nuts and the cheese are going to work really well together. And what you are left with is literally the perfect lunch. You have so many wonderful flavors that are happening here. So many incredible textures that are working together. We have that wonderful fried egg. Look at that soft yolk. Yeah, baby. We have some lettuce, we have fresh vegetables, we have pickled vegetables, protein in the way of chicken, cheese, nuts, and then I topped it with some strawberries. I mean, who would not want to receive that for lunch? And you guys saw how easy that is to make. You literally use what you have in your fridge. You know, but remember, we have more vegetables than we do protein. That is the trick. Protein is moderate. Vegetables is what's going to not only just keep us feeling full longer, it's going to give us all the nutrients that we need as well. So there you go. That is my gut healing bowl. And as I was saying to you guys, it is good to be home. It is actually wonderful to be home. I'm back in my kitchen, cooking up. I've got lots of really, really inspirational food I want to share with you, because going to 4 different countries means I sampled 4 different culinary delights, 4 different cuisines. So of course I've got 4 different ideas from every country I went to. I picked up something and went, ooh, I wonder if I can make that healthy. So I've got lots of recipes to share with you guys. And someone just asked, where do you buy nutritional yeast? I know that you can buy this one in particular if you're in Australia. I actually got that from Woolworths. It's the Macro brand. But if you can't find it in your supermarket in the health food aisle, you will definitely be able to find it in your health food shop. Really common, and nutritional yeast is a nice alternative if you are dairy free, because it has almost like a parmesan quality to it, even though of course it's not made from cheese. It's not made from cheese at all. It is 100% plant-based. So nutritional yeast is a nice little alternative to this, as is everything that you've seen today. It's very nice. But also, if you are on my 28-day meal plan, you'll know that I use gut healing bowls all the time because they're good and they taste delicious. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and eat this because it's past lunchtime and I'm starving. And I will talk to you guys, I think tomorrow actually. I've got another video in line for you guys tomorrow. It's good to be home. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.